Hello everyone. In this video today, I want to take the RX7 on a longer drive. In the last video, I did take it to the gas station. However, in this video, I want to actually take it around the block, drive on the street for 10-15 minutes at least. However, there is a few things we need to do first. I did clean up the legendary whiteboard. I really separated it into two lists now. The first list is going to be in this video of everything I need to do before I want to drive it again. And the first thing we're going to investigate is the idiot lights. Currently the only light on the idiot light, or the idiot dash, is the rear hatch light. That's the only light that works. But I want to get all of them, or if not most of them, working. Which I'm just gonna honestly replace the bulbs and see if that fixes it. But that kind of ties into maybe stopping the annoying buzzing. As y'all probably know, there's a very loud and annoying buzzing that happens in the car. I'm maybe hoping that the idiot lights can kind of guide me in a direction which way it could be. I was originally thinking that might be the coolant level sensor. I'm starting to think maybe it's not. I got some recommendations that maybe it's not that. So I might be thinking it's the CPU, which I think is like the seatbelt control module or something like that. Not sure yet. But first going to investigate the idiot lights. And hopefully I can then figure out how to stop the annoying buzzing. But more importantly, I need to finish installing the rest of the cooling components. I have the fan shroud, which is over there. And now I also have the little intake tube right here, but I need to install those as well as the under tray. I'm gonna clean it up before I install it, but I need those. Those are fundamental to the system. And I also want to rebuild the shifter and replace the coolant sensor. So I have actually already have all the parts installed, or not installed, but I have all the parts here. Sorry, I have all of the parts here that I need to rebuild the shifter. I have the outer shift boot here. I have the inner shift boot here. I have the little heat foam, the insulation. And then I also have the rebuild kit from Atkins Rotary. I've been hearing mixed reviews or mixed opinions on this rebuild kit. So we'll see how good it is, but mine is super sloppy right now. And then I also have the coolant sensor that I need to replace. So I'll be doing that. But I really just need to start with this idiot cluster. This is the one that was in my car. However, I did receive, when I bought my other dash, or just my dash over there, it did come with this idiot cluster. This is for the S5, so the generation after mine. So I need to, I did plug this one in, and I did see like 3 lights show up. It doesn't, 3 is better than none, I guess, but at least that tells me that this has potential to at least have more than 1 light illuminate. So I'm hoping that I just break this open and then I replace the bulbs, and then hopefully it'll show all the lights, and then we'll go from there. But also a little update between the last video and this video is that I've been starting to finally organize my garage. I got a workbench. I got this off Facebook. It's a little messy right now, but getting there. Super happy about this though. Storage has been something I've been slacking on just because I've been grinding on the RX7. So I'm super happy about all of this. And then super happy about that. I'm still organizing it. And then I found this killer deal. Well, I think it's a good deal on Facebook yesterday. Got both of these for $80. I think this one's really old. I think it's from like the 60s or something. This is cool. I did install my Summit Racing sticker. So that's cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on removing this and seeing what light bulbs it takes, and then go from there. So I was looking at this and I noticed that ring right there is green. Well, I also disassembled the S5 idiot cluster, and this one was way more minty, like not as, like the screws were super rusty on this, so I literally just swapped them out with this one. So now there's rusty screws in here. Oh well, I mean, it's not, I'm not gonna be using it. Anyways, but I noticed that these connectors were like not green like this one, so maybe there was some sort of corrosion or something. I don't know. So I think I'm just gonna go back to sanding this, and well, not go back because I sanded on the gauge cluster, but I think I'm gonna try cleaning this up, I guess, and then reattaching it. I did get some of this dielectric grease, which I wish I would have put this on the gauge cluster, because you know that maybe that's why my battery gauge doesn't work anymore, and it used to. Anyways, but I think there were signs that this was open at one point. It's missing some screws. So I really hope that this isn't just like old dielectric grease or something. An attempt to repair this. My GoPro died halfway through, but I have put it back together. This thing is like rusted. This time adjuster is like rusted, unfortunately. So yeah, that kind of sucks. And got some bugs. But now I'm going to plug this back in and see what lights work. I didn't actually replace any light bulbs. I just cleaned up the contacts on them because they all were really bad. Which I would have to do mostly anyways, regardless. So we'll see, hopefully at least a few more work. I imagine not all of these light bulbs. These bulbs are good, but we'll see. And if I need to replace them, I will. It just seems a little tedious replacing them, so I figured I might as well do this. I need to clean the contacts anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna plug this in now and let's see if it works. All right, you can barely see right now, but it is plugged in. Put my flashlight on. It's plugged in. I'm in neutral. And let's see. So the lights before, the only lights that would come on would be the hatch light on the left. And all of them are supposed to come on when you turn the key on. So let's see. Okay, wow, a lot more turned on, which is honestly so hype. I care about the add coolant, care about the fuel. I really wish, I think there is a seatbelt light. I really wish that would be on, because I think this beeping might be from, this buzzing might be from that. So now, with like, the lights are supposed to turn off after you start the car unless there is truly an issue. So let's see. Which is great, but interesting. I'm like going on a little drive, I can barely see. But yeah, cool. Maybe I'll look more into swapping out some bulbs from the other cluster. Hey y'all, it's been a couple days since the last clip, and I moved the RX7 into the garage. However, in the last clip, almost all the lights on the idiot cluster was working. However, of course, for some reason, I don't know why, only the hatch light is on now, just like how it was before. Like nothing changed. I don't know why that's happening. So I think it might be something related to the CPU, which is right there. I heard something how the capacitors in the CPU can, like, you know, just blow up or just leak over time. and the CPU is in charge of like the interior lights, the warning chime, and stuff like that, and maybe part of the dump idiot lights. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's also a part of the turn signals. But it's in like the turn signal switch is and it's like on its own motherboard in the CPU, and apparently that doesn't fail as much as the other motherboard does. So I'm gonna try and remove that this weekend and try and hopefully get that rebuilt somewhere locally, and then maybe I'll fix it. I know that CPU is also in charge of like the like door chime and like the key and ignition chime, and also the interior lights, and I don't have any chime at all. And I did find out where that annoying beep was coming from. It's coming from this right here, which is the power steering control unit. And so I'm thinking maybe it's faulty, but I unplugged it and there's no beep anymore, and it's so nice now. So I'm just gonna keep that unplugged for now. But today I am going to be replacing the coolant sensor right here, which is located. It is located right there. This is it right here. And the one that is in the car like broke off. Like this green plug right here like goes into here. So I think the sensor just broke. So I'm going to do that today. All right, I have removed this. This is the one half of the old sensor. This is the new sensor. And I fortunately broke this connector a little bit, but it should still be fine. So yeah, now I need to remove the actual other half, which is right this thing. Hopefully that goes well. I can get a wrench in there, or it looks like I can get a socket in there, so hopefully that goes well. But yeah, that sucked. Really, it was rough to get that removed, but yeah. So old one, new one. Yeah, cool. All right, so I got the new one installed there. I did have to lift up the rx7 and I did drain the coolant. So I need to go make a run to the auto store to get more coolant. So it is now the next day. I did take this on a test drive and it drove so well. It idled around like 1100, 1200 when fully hot. Idled so well. The temps were like 10 degrees cooler than the water temps. Then when I went on the drive to the gas station, it was also cooler out though. So really happy I replaced that coolant temperature switch thing. So now it is time, or the next part is to install the radiator clutch fan that goes right there, the shroud, and also the under tray. However, before doing so, I need to actually clean the under tray right here. So it's pretty dirty. So I'm just gonna take a pressure washer to it and clean that. But before doing that, I do want to visit the whiteboard because I'm making pretty good progress so far. So I have investigated the idiot light so far. It's it's still like kind of not really working. So I won't cross this off yet. I have kind of stopped this, but I will make a new one saying replace power steering unit. So making this new one because that is where the problem is coming from. So to actually stop the buzzer, I replaced this power steering control unit, which I did order one from a guy on Facebook for like $28. So hopefully that will fix that issue. But I'm just gonna leave it unplugged for now because it's so much better to drive that without that annoying beep. But I did replace the coolant sensor, so that's good. I'm not gonna cross off the idiot lights yet. So next I need to install the fan shroud, and then the intake tube, and then the under tray. So the under tray is now drying. However, before I do install it, I do need to remove my CPU, which is down there. I'm going to try and get it rebuilt locally. If they can't, I'm going to just try and rebuild the capacitors myself, but I prefer to get it done locally. Okay, the CPU is now removed. Unfortunately, the plastic piece that holds, that this attaches to the stud to, broke. I saw it's very common. I saw that on someone else's build or post on the rx7 forum. And I saw that they JB welded, so I might bring out my best friend JB Weld for this. So we'll see about that. But so this is the CPU. So I'm going to disassemble this now and get it ready for me to take it tomorrow to a place that will hopefully rebuild it. So yeah. I will be installing the under tray now. It has dried. I did epoxy this a little bit with super glue because it did break right there. So I need to install the under tray, which will require me to jack this up. Then on top of installing this under tray, I'll say I did clean up pretty well. There's still some other cracks right here, which I didn't even see, but not too concerned about that. I will also install this shroud once again. There's just a few bolts it connects to on this bottom, which will be very nice to access without the under tray, and then a bolt on the side. But yeah, I'm gonna work on installing that now. The under tray is now installed. Pretty hyped about that. This wasn't too bad. This on the other hand, the other night I started installing this, and you can't really see, but a part down there of this fan shroud got like stuck on a lip on the radiator. So I had to finagle with that, and I had to remove a few bolts already that I put on to connect this, or to put it on. So yeah, now I'm going to drop this down, and then install the little intake tube that goes from here to here, which screws are already there. So thanks, previous owner, whoever removed this. And then yeah, I'm also gonna put some bolts here too, and then I will need to rebuild the shifter, but I'll get to that. So yeah, I'm gonna put this down now. Alright, so I have now installed the little intake tube, and honestly, that's like a pretty complete engine bay. I'm like technically missing like the battery cover. I'm missing a little trim piece right here, which I might actually have, but very happy about this. However, now it is time to shift my attention to the shifter. And I have a little bit of a rebuild kit here. I have an actual bushing rebuilt from Atkins rotary, and then I also got an inner shift boot, and then an outer shift boot. Apparently there might be a third one that goes in between this and this, but we'll see. So this should be good for now. And I also got some insulation to go on top of this. And currently the shifter is really rough. Currently the shifter this is neutral, and it goes up and down. It just is so bad, and this is in gear, and oh my god. So, and I'm like literally just scared that this will fall out. Probably won't because the bolts, but super excited for this. So I'm gonna get started on that now. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, so the shifter is out of the car, and this right here is one of the bushings, and it just so cooked. And I don't even know where the remnants of the these bushings are, but I am missing a piece for this. There's this little half moon pivot bushing that goes right here, and mine just gone. Like, it's no signs of it. So I couldn't really find the actual replacement part for that. I was checking Atkins rotary and couldn't find anything for it. I even checked like a diagram, like a parts shifter diagram for RX7s, and could not find this replacement piece, this little plastic insert. And I remember on my Miata, when I rebuilt my shifter, it had the shifter rebuild kit had the piece, but I did eventually find that I believe the plastic little pivot bushing right here is apparently the same between a Miata and an RX7 shifter. Not sure, but I can't get that until probably Sunday or maybe Monday. So I'm just gonna proceed with still replacing these bushings. This thing is so cooked. Like, look, this is the old one and this is the new one. It's just so gone. But I'm gonna proceed with replacing the bushings on this, and then because I really want to drive it tomorrow, and then when I do get this replacement part, it should be pretty easy considering all the bushings will be replaced. I'm gonna fill up the turret with new gear oil, so this should be fine to run it. But I probably won't see as good of results as I wanted to tonight, but it should be better hopefully. So I have put the blue bushing in the turret now, and there was a spring on the bottom side of this blue little bushing, and there's supposed to be another bushing that goes on top of this bushing. You can see a little clip right here, little spot right there. That's where the clip is supposed to push, or the clip is supposed to clip into. But the bottom one has it. This one doesn't. You know, I'm not very happy with this Atkins kit, but maybe this will give me a reason to go short throw shifter in the future. So let's install it now. All right, shifter is now installed. Already, it is better. Not perfect, but a lot better. I think these FC rx7s are also kind of known for having a sloppy shifter regardless. But let's see how the throws are. Nice. Now that's a lot better. Doesn't go up and down anymore. Oh, not as much play. I mean, still some, but like so much better than before. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I know I was saying how there wasn't that spring in that upper bushing, but I you know, maybe Atkins realized that maybe it's not like required, it's just optional, I guess. But still, I guess I am pretty happy with this. Yeah, so now honestly this thing's ready for its like first actual test drive. I know I said the actual test drive last video with going to the gas station, but I'm saying like a 15-30 minute drive. So plan is tomorrow morning I'm going to start it up for like 30 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes, make sure it's idling well, make sure I'll get up to temp while idling, and then if it holds temp, I'm going to go on a test drive and also get gas as well. So yeah, super excited for that, and see y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all, it's the next day and it's finally time to drive this. However, let's take a look at our to-do list and see what we've all done so far. So we have investigated the idiot lights. I'm not going to cross it off yet, or I have not replaced the power steering unit as well, but I have installed fan shroud, intake tube, the under tray, so that's done. Let's go. I rebuilt the shifter, and I don't think I'm gonna worry about that extra spring, so I'm pretty happy with this. And yeah, so now it is time to start it up, and I'm gonna let it idle for 30 minutes. It's kind of scary, but I feel like I should let it idle for like 30 minutes, and then if it looks good, gonna start the test drive. Gonna be like a 15-30ish test drive. I have a couple stops in mind, but yeah, so I'm gonna start it now. I made it to my second stop. Got some flowers. So, time to head back. I'm gonna get some gas first. And yeah, so about 15 minutes left in the drive, about 15 minutes in. So yeah. All right, it is time. So right before this clip, I heard the beeping, like the key on beeping start, which is weird because it's kind of like the car is like trying to heal, and especially with like all of these lights are on now. It's so weird. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, but all these idiot lights are on, and it's like the car is starting to heal or something. I don't know. Oh, and a beep right there for the seatbelt, like right there. So, yeah. You know, before I go, let me check the temp. $180. All right, it's time to go. All right, I just got gas, and last time I got gas, this thing fell on its face. So hopefully it idles now. Okay, well, the fuel gauge is updating. Went to half. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, it's going beyond half now. All right, let's see. Hopefully it works. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay. Let's get going then. About 5-minute drive to my place. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Little pop from that. All right, that was a very successful drive. I drove for like 30 minutes, honestly probably like 40, 45 minutes with the initial warm-up drive. But yeah, super happy about that. Thanks for watching. I believe in the next video, there's a lot to do still. I do know I should rethread the throttle cable bolt, which would require removing the upper intake. It's no fun. And then I would also replace the coolant hose that's cracked or brittle. That is easier to access when the intake's off. But I do think I will replace my brakes and also check the TPS in the next video. The brakes are pretty rusty. They work, but should definitely replace them. I have a box right here with new pads and rotors. So yeah, next video I'm going to replace the brakes, brake pads and rotors on that. So if you want to see that, please subscribe, and thanks all so much for watching. Have a good one.